Hi, I'm Jessica Bates, Marketing Manager here at Sidco Filter Company. Today I'm with Derek Darling, President at Sidco Filter Company, who's here today to share 3 great ways to improve close rates on the products that you're already quoting. How's it going, Derek?
I'm doing great. I'm always excited to work with our customers on finding ways to close more deals and improve their sales. How are you doing today?
Awesome, I'm good. Excited to do another video here with you, and I guess we can just jump right into it.
Definitely.
So Derek, I know you have some great ideas around quote follow-up, because that's what our sales team here at Sidco uses to improve and raise our own win rates for closing quotes. What are some of those quote follow-up tips and tricks you can share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that it's just straight up is that you're going to close three-fourths of more sales just by doing quote follow up than if you didn't do quote follow up at all. But when you're doing those, it's the first tip I have for winning more sales on quote follow up is just to move away from the quote and work towards propose and close.
Propose and close. It's kind of a fun little soundbite. But what exactly does that mean?
Sure, we all use quotes quite a bit, and they're useful for communicating the outlines of a deal, but it should be immediately coupled with the question, "Can I get that on order for you?" Or something along those lines, right? Like, I can get that order for you now, or it'll be it'll be able to ship by the 20th, or do you have a PO ready? People are busy, so why put off what can we can get off their desk right now? So
Yeah, I like the sound of that. It sounds a bit more efficient than waiting a week to follow up. And I know I've done that in the past when I've interacted with customers, even though I'm not on the sales team and I'm in marketing. Sometimes I do talk to our customers. Sometimes they'll grab the phone and why not just ask? So it seems like
absolutely.
any sales member can do this, not just, or I'm sorry, any team member, not just the sales team.
Yeah, I know some people have a fear of being a little pushy, but I think just saying, "Hey, are you ready to order?" It's not that pushy, right? It's just
Yeah,
trying to be helpful.
yeah, sounds more conversational.
Absolutely.
What's your second follow-up tip?
Sure. If they're not ready to order at this moment, just say, why now? Why are you looking for a quote at this point? And just see, what it is that's brought them to looking for a quote or looking for those kinds of things. A lot of times you can get some interesting information from a customer. How are your competitors doing? Are they working on a new project? Are they trying to evaluate technologies or evaluate vendors? All that stuff can be really interesting and important for your sales process.
That's great. Who do you think should be doing this, and how exactly should they ask?
Well, I think anybody in the organization that's working with a customer and trying to work through a sale or work through a customer, um, on finding a solution or those kinds of things should be asking these kinds of questions. Asking either for sale or trying to dig a little deeper on what it is that they're trying to accomplish.
Sure, that makes sense. And it sounds like it moves the sales cycle along much faster than just waiting for the order to show up. So I think that's pretty good. So we've learned to propose and close and to ask for the order early and often. What's your third tip for improving those close rates?
Well, this is kind of a no-brainer that tends to fall through the cracks when business picks up, but sales teams are often short-staffed, and especially around the holidays. But the third tip, probably the most important one, is just follow up. Like, pick up the phone and make a follow-up call.
You're right. That's the total no-brainer, and we should all be staying on top of those phone calls and follow-ups. And it's great for building and maintaining customer relationships too.
Absolutely. I think definitely these days people are a little more um, afraid of picking up the phone and just having a phone call. But I think if you call up and you have that kind of, "Hey, I want to be hopeful" mentality, customers will respond to that. And if they're not available to talk to you, they're not available to talk to you. But at least we're trying and we're putting ourselves out there and having conversations. But you're going to get so much more out of picking up the phone, actually having a conversation with the customers, than you will just shooting emails back and forth.
Yeah. What about when those phone calls and emails, like they can really get away from you if you're flooded with work, if you're flooded with quote requests, open orders, or if you're short staffed, or what if you just have additional tasks added to your workload because of things like the supply chain issues and the long lead times, or having to follow up, with other people we normally wouldn't have to. Do you have any additional ideas that can make those follow-up calls a little more efficient?
Oh, sure. There's some things our team uses, and they can work in it for any of the sales teams out there. It's a pretty simple way to make a phone call a bit easier. It's just use a short script. That way you don't forget anything, and you aren't reinventing the wheel every time you start a new conversation with a customer.
Like a script or even a little bullet point list for follow-up calls. That really is a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Those follow-up calls are the perfect opportunity to ask for a follow-up order, or when you see it, and let them know that you're going to be following up with them in a few days if they're not quite ready,
Mhm.
or if they haven't been able to hear from their customer. Um, and then if there's other things that we can do to help move that along, sometimes there's some documentation, some other things that we can do to help customers overcome barriers with the end users, or different things like that as well. So it's always good to just communicate those things and see what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have
So
any ideas from a marketing perspective to help them with follow up?
yeah, actually, I do. Thanks for asking. So one of the things that I do over here at Sidco, we have, just our automated emails that go out. An automated response when a customer submits a quote request, on our website, automated order confirmations, things like that. But also, you can also automate your quote follow-up within your own systems, or even just having something saved that you can have ready to go, just like that phone script. Another thing that I do over here, we have regular reminders and social media posts. It doesn't take a ton of effort, but being out there and having your customers see you and remember you sometimes can trigger, oh, I do need to place that order. And they might pick up the phone and call you based on something that they saw that you posted. So if you have a social media manager, or little pop-ups on your website, that's always helpful, and you can automate those. And then one thing that I really like using, and I think gets overlooked a lot of times, is having a little reminder. Maybe it's a quote or a slogan or something, or a link to place an order at the bottom of your email signature.
Absolutely. I know we all have that in our email signatures, and I'm always surprised at how often those actually, prompt a response. And it's just good to be top of mind for our customers.
Yes, absolutely. So, Derek, how would you like to close this out?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we could just recap. The big thing is, like you said, propose and close. Just make sure, if we're sending out a quote, that we follow up right away with can we take that order, and get that going. The second
Mhm.
one is ask for that order early and often, and if people aren't ready, find out why they're getting the quote at this point in time, and see what that process is. And then the third is just to keep on top of follow-up calls, and making sure that you're finding those. And if you need a script, or you need some marketing materials to help support that, then that's definitely something to you should gather. So,
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Derek.
well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And there you have it. That's Derek's 3 ways to improve close rates on quotes.
And just as three marketing tools make it easier.
Yay! So I hope that you got some valuable quote follow-up tips and can start winning more of those quotes. Stay tuned for our next Sidco sales tip and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thanks.